Texas can produce offensive fireworks that can rival the postgame show. Your Texas Rangers lead the majors in home park long balls. The Toronto Blue Jays counter with MLB home run leader Jose Bautista. We could see fireworks all night long as the West leading Rangers take on the Blue Jays. It's Friday, so it must be Ranger baseball on TXA 21. The Rangers return home after a very successful road trip to begin a week-long homestand and take on the Toronto Blue Jays tonight in the first of a three-game series. And welcome, Dave Barnett, along with Tom Grieve. The Rangers did see their 12-game winning streak come to an end with two of the most disappointing losses of the season, 9-8, 1-0 at Anaheim. C.J. Wilson losing a two-hitter yesterday on the unearned run. And last time Colby Lewis worked was in the Seattle series. He wasn't too far off the quality level we saw from Wilson yesterday.
No, not at all. In fact, in his last start in Seattle, he was 1 out away from a shutout himself. Threw about 120 pitches in that game and just pitched an outstanding game. In his last 6 starts, he's been almost as good. He's 4-0 in those 6 starts. His ERA is .236. He's got about a strikeout an inning, not many walks. Just throwing the ball really well right now. The one thing about Colby, he has pitched better on the road than he has at home, and it's a good start for him tonight to come out and have a good ball game.
Well, he will have the challenge tonight of dealing with, again this year, by a long margin, the Major League's top home run hitter, Jose Bautista. He and his Blue Jays against the Rangers, and will return with the lineups in the first pitch in a moment. Friday night. One brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. By AT&T, rethink possible. by TXU Energy. To find a plan that's right for you, call TXU Energy, the right things right now. And by Southwest Airlines, new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. It is actually a little bit cooler here tonight for the Toronto Blue Jays as they come in to start this series against the Rangers than their home weather was yesterday. It was a record high day in Toronto, 102 degrees, or if you like, 39 Celsius. So hot that for the first time ever, the roof of Rogers Center was closed, not because of precipitation issues, simply because it was too hot to keep it open. And didn't matter at all to the Blue Jays. They finished off a sweep of the Seattle Mariners 7-5, extending the Seattle losing streak to 12. So the Blue Jays come in here on a little bit of a high note and a game over 500 at 50-49. As the Rangers come in with their 3-game lead now in the West at 56-43. The Blue Jays starting lineup tonight, as you know, in right field, batting second, Jose Bautista at third. Adam Lind is at first. I think we had some audio problems there, but it is Yunel Escobar who will be leading off at shortstop for the Blue Jays. Eric Thames, rookie right fielder, batting second. Jose Bautista is playing third and batting third, and the cleanup hitter will be first baseman Adam Lind, who loves to hit against Texas pitching. The DH batting fifth, Edwin Encarnacion. Travis Snyder has been moved to center field. He's getting just his third game in his career there, and he's batting sixth. Batting seventh is the second baseman Aaron Hill. Left fielder Corey Patterson batting eighth, and their young former first-round draft pick catcher J.P. Arancibia will be batting ninth. Crowd of expectedly 35,000 tonight to welcome the Rangers home here at Rangers Ballpark. And it actually feels, Tom, I think, as comfortable as around 100 degrees can feel.
Yeah, you know, once the sun goes down at the ballpark, and most of the seats right now are in the shade, you've got a good breeze, so it's definitely playable. I don't think the players mind it that much. They're hydrated. They get to go in the dugouts. You know, it's the umpires you feel bad for. The umpires have to stand out there for 3 hours without a break, but players should be fine.
There's home plate umpire Chris Conroy. He's a minor league call-up. And along with Tony Randazzo at first, crew chief Brian Gorman at second, and Dan Bellino at third, as Colby Lewis tries to become the Rangers' third 10-game winner.
Yeah, good numbers for Colby. They've gotten better over his last 6 starts. They're starting to resemble pretty much the same season he had last year. He's getting more runs scored for him, so his record is above 500. His last 6 starts, 4-0 at .236 ERA. Opponents have only hit 182 against him over the last 6 starts. Right-hand hitters don't fare very well. They're hitting 190 against Colby. That's the 5th best mark against right-hand hitters in the league. Well, Colby will have a good test tonight in this ballpark against the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays came in here earlier in the season and won 3 out of 4 from the Rangers. They hit the Seattle pitching pretty well in their 3-game series in Toronto. And on any given night, they can score runs as well as anybody.
Let's check the Ranger defense. It's Hamilton at left, Craig Gentry against the left-hander in center, Cruz at right, Beltre, Andrews, Kinsler, Napoli at first base is batting the lineup, and Yorvi Torrealba will be doing the catching tonight. Colby Lewis with 6 days rest since throwing his career-high 121 pitches in Seattle, and he was rolling late. He retired 13 in a row before he allowed the 2 hits in the 9th inning that prevented him from finishing his second career complete game shutout, both this year, in addition to one in May at Chicago. Since July 8th, these are the 2 hottest teams in baseball, having won 8 of their last 10. July, the best month so far this season for the Blue Jays, with a record of 10-7 for their manager John Farrell. It's going to be very high marks for teaching a team that has a lot of young players, along with his coaching staff. Torey Lovullo at first and Brian Butterfield at third. So we're just about set to go, and Yunel Escobar batting .301. Looks at a first pitch in there for a strike.
Yeah, Escobar's been hot to get his average up over 300, and that's going to turn out to be a great trade for Toronto. They traded a veteran shortstop, Alex Gonzalez, excuse me, and they got a much younger shortstop in Escobar. There was other players involved in the trade. In fact, Jojo Reyes was involved in that trade. But Escobar is playing great for Toronto. Didn't play quite as well for Atlanta last year, but they got younger, cheaper, and better with that trade.
And you saw his streak. Every game since June 18th, he has reached career high 25 consecutive, and over that span, hitting .347 with an on-base percentage of .429. Last month or so, he has the top batting average in the major leagues at just under .390. Former second-round pick by the Braves, 2005, with an amazing personal history. Escaping from Cuba in harrowing conditions, October of 2004. And he sends a ground ball. Adrian Beltre's way for the first out of the game.
Kind of a wild swing right there.
22 more than his nearest pursuer, Albert Pujols. And Bautista facing Colby Lewis, who leads the American League in home runs allowed with 23. So matchup to watch all night long. This is Bautista's first game back at third base since he injured his ankle against the Yankees. He DH'd in the Seattle series. And works the count to 3-1. And not only is he far and away the major league home run leader the last 2 years, also in walks with 178. And there's number 179. As Colby Lewis gives him nothing much to hit there with 2 outs and the bases empty.
Now he's got a good guy hitting behind him, and Adam Lind, who's hitting almost 300. He had a couple of good games against the Rangers early in the season. Looks like he likes to hit in this ballpark too. But with nobody on and 2 outs, makes a lot of sense to pitch carefully to Bautista, best right now power hitter in baseball.
Adam Lind emerging as one of the real Ranger nemesis. 33 games against Texas pitching. He is a .301 hitter with 15 home runs and 41 runs batted in, well over an RBI per game against the Ranger staff. In this ballpark, 20 games here. He's at .333, homered in 10 of them, and driven in 28 runs. So the most home runs he has yet hit against any opponent. Wind, who just turned 28 this week. Rolls one right at Ian Kinsler. And a 2-out walk to Bautista. Turns out to work out well for Colby Lewis. Nothing for Toronto in their half of the first. Kinsler and the Rangers coming to bat. In the bottom half of the first inning, with their lineup of Kinsler, Andrews, Hamilton, Beltre, Young, Cruz at right, Napoli at first, Torrealba catching, Gentry batting ninth in center field against JoJo Reyes, looking for his 6th win against 7 losses.
Now, Reyes had a streak where he didn't win a game for 28 consecutive starts. But he's improved on that. He started to win some ball games. In fact, he won his last game 16-7. Gave up 10 hits and 7 runs in 5 1/3, but he got a win. Didn't fare too well in his start earlier this season against the Rangers here. And opponents are hitting over 300 against him.
Ian Kinsler looks at a first pitch strike.
He's had 19 starts. He's got a losing record. His ERA is just a shade under 5. Opponents, as I mentioned, are hitting a little bit over 300. But he's pitched a lot better on the road. An ERA under 4 on the road.
And Reyes, not that long ago, tied one of the last major league records any pitcher would ever want to have a piece of, going 28 consecutive starts without recording a victory. That streak ended June 5th when he beat Baltimore 7-4, and it tied Matt Keogh of the 78 and 79 A's and Cliff Curtis of the 1910 and 11 Red Sox. Only other 2 pitchers to experience that long a stretch of winless baseball. But since then, he's won his last 2 starts. July 8th, no earned runs at Cleveland, left in the 6th inning because he'd thrown 107 pitches. Last time out, 7 runs, 10 hits in 5 1/3, but Blue Jays were scoring at will against the Yankees and won that game for him 16-7. He has never won 3 straight starts, and that's what he's going after here tonight.
Yeah, and the other side of it, he hadn't been in the big leagues that long.
Ground ball, Bautista, his first game back at third base since the ankle injury. He worked on the side at third 5 days before today to get ready for the series.
Stays right with it, is able to barehand it before it hit the ground. Now, Reyes before this year only had 194 innings in the big leagues. And most pitchers who stay in the rotation don't usually get 28 starts to stay in the rotation without winning a game.
Elvis Andrus comes in after a terrific game, 3 for 4 against Jared Weaver. Runs up, shows bunt, takes a strike. Unfortunately, not enough teammates had his kind of success. I asked about it afterwards. He says he loves to hit against the top pitchers. At his best against the best. 3 hits, including a first inning double in that 1-0 Angels victory yesterday. Rest of the team managed a total of 5 hits.
Well, maybe you should pretend that JoJo Reyes is Sandy Koufax.
This chopper handled by Aaron Hill at second base. Here's the rest of the Blue Jay defense. Corey Patterson, well-traveled veteran at left. Travis Snyder learning center field. Eric Fames in right. Bautista, Escobar, Hill, and Lind in the infield, and Aaron Sebia doing the catching.
Here's a shift for you. The third baseman's going over to right field. Leave the shortstop on the left side, the second baseman at second base, and they're going to play Bautista kind of like a softball short fielder in right field. That's a new twist to the shift. You hit a ground ball through the hole. I don't think he can throw Hamilton out, but he might take a line drive away from him.
1 ball, 1 strike. So your third baseman again, Bautista, playing short right field. Shortstop Escobar still at shortstop. He's the only man on the left side of the infield. Bautista, of course, with a lot of outfield in his history. Rather recently moved to third base. So the Blue Jays, having studied the charts against Josh Hamilton, figure this is the way to play him, and it's 2-2. And he sends one right out to Bautista, who throws him out. That is a first. That's a base hit against anybody. Maybe Tampa Bay and Baltimore with their overshifts could have handled that, but in this case, one of the strangest 5 threes you'll ever see on a scorecard. Thomas.
Well, we are up here in the community corner, and we got the Valdez family. And where are you guys from?
Odessa, Texas.
All the way from Odessa, so you could bring who out to the ballpark?
Ava.
And are you having a good time, Ava?
Yes.
And so they have a good time because they've got a lot of good players on the field. You know.
Checks the swing, and at first base, Tony Randazzo rings him up. First strikeout of the night for Colby.
Yeah, good stuff for Colby so far. He's had a good fastball, good command of his pitches. Even though he's had 9 balls and 12 strikes, the balls he's missed on have been for that to be strike 3.
And here's Travis Snyder playing just his 3rd career game ever in center field. Basically a center field platoon for John Farrell with Rajai Davis and Corey Patterson. Travis Snyder has been transformed since he struggled here in the series the Blue Jays played in late April. They sent him down to the minors right after that series, and he admitted, I really needed to revamp my swing, so that's what he worked on down there.
Also looks like he revamped his conditioning. He looks like he's in better shape right now. Looks like he's lost some weight.
You see the results. 14 games back, and he strikes out on the Lewis slider.
Yeah, it works just as effectively to a left-hand hitter as it does to a right-hand hitter. Down and away to the right-hand hitters, down and into the left-hand hitters. Either way, the hitter couldn't lay off of it. We'd already mentioned that right-hand hitters are only hitting 190 against Colby. And that particular pitch didn't matter whether it was a right-hand hitter or a left-hand hitter.
So the second baseman, Aaron Hill, and he lays off that first pitch slider. Veteran now 29 out of Visalia, California. Ground ball. Easy play for Andrews in a 1-2-3 top half of the second inning on a minimal number of pitches for Colby. Needed only 12, and Beltre leads off the Rangers second. Second against JoJo Reyes. He'll be followed by Young and Cruz. Reyes getting 3 ground ball outs in the first, including the ground ball fielded in short right field by Bautista on that overshift to end that inning. We talked about Reyes' 28 start winless stretch. Not what you expect out of a second-round draft pick, which he was for the Braves in 2003 out of Riverside Poly High School.
Well, the other side of that, Dave, is the majority of second-round draft picks never get to the big leagues, so he's got still has a story to tell.
And shows what they thought of him to keep throwing him out there.
No, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Most guys don't get 28 starts to stay in a rotation without winning a ball game.
Inside, ball 4, and the Rangers have their first base runner. So Reyes now gets the former Blue Jay prospect, Michael Young. Michael, a 5th-round draft pick by Toronto, 1997, out of UC Santa Barbara. Barry Zito, a teammate there his junior year. 3.5 years in the Toronto system before coming over July 19th, 2000 in the Esteban Loaiza trade. And Michael takes a strike on the inside corner. .322 average. That is now 4th in the league. 8 homers, 65 runs batted in. He's driven in a run 5 of the first 7 games the Rangers have played in the second half. Instrumental in the win streak. 5-2 road trip following the 8-2 homestand. And up the middle, past Escobar, base hit. Beltre never hesitating around second to third, and with nobody out, Rangers on the corners.
He looked like the center fielder. Snyder was over in right center field, where most center fielders play, Michael. So when the ball kind of splits the outfielders, even though it's a hard hit ball, becomes an easy decision for Beltre, who never slows down and goes into third base. Good opportunity for Nelly Cruz, who's waiting to get hot.
Great opportunity. Cruz did have a couple hits yesterday. First multi-hit game since July 5th. But before that, only 4 hits previous 6 games on the trip. 6 for 25 he went in Seattle and Anaheim. His only RBI on the trip was the homer he hit on the very first at bat in the first game at Seattle. At his last RBI, in fact, there's only one in an 11-game span. Great chance here to give the Rangers a second inning lead.
Yeah, and all the people,
3 balls and a strike.
All the people, Dave, who were second guessing that trade, wondering why the Rangers would trade a late inning reliever, probably singing a different tune right now. That trade.
So 2-0 Rangers. Cruz still at second with one out for Yorvi Torrealba. Yorvi 3 for 16 on the road trip. All 3 hits were doubles. And Reyes now has thrown 16 strikes and 15 balls, and the leadoff walk to Beltre already costing him a run here in the second. Off speed in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Reyes' earned run average, limited exposure to the Rangers, 0.93, but that is quite misleading. As on the April 27th here, he got a no decision in a 7-6 loss. He lasted just 2 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 6 runs, but none of them were earned. And trying to keep the second inning damage here to a minimum. Well, it's 2-1 to Yorvi. Angels are tossing another shutout, and it's a no-hitter into the bottom of the 6th for Irvin Santana tonight at Baltimore.
Good news is the Oriole pitcher's throwing a shutout too.
Alfredo Simon in this case. He is 4 hitting the Angels. In there at the knees, says Chris Conroy. It is 2-2.
A little bit of a similar game that the Angels had against us the other day.
Angels 3 games back. Oakland at the Yankees. That game is 14-2 in the top half of the 4th. The Yankees got 5 in the second, 9 in the 3rd. For Phil Hughes. And off the fist, foul back by Torrealba. And the other game involving the division has Seattle trailing at Boston, bottom of the 5th, 2-1. Mariners trying to end their 12-game losing streak at Fenway Park tonight. They have Felix Hernandez on the mound. And he's dealing with the fact that the Red Sox have John Lackey going. 2-2 and another foul to keep Torrealba alive. First of 3 between these two tomorrow night. Matt Harrison tries to keep his outstanding streak of pitching going against Carlos Villanueva. Sunday night, Alexi Ogando against Brett Cecil. Reyes strikes out Torrealba, swinging for the second out of the second inning. And his first strikeout.
Well, a little bit better for Reyes in that at bat. He threw some changeups, and then he located that fastball nicely on the outside corner. Got decent enough velocity at 92 miles an hour. Just has to make sure he mixes in all his pitches.
So Craig Gentry now didn't get in a whole lot on the road trip, but did pinch run in the 9th both of the last 2 games and ended both losses in scoring position. Yeah, looks for the first pitch in there.
Good news in the stands tonight, Dave. Look down near the Ranger dugout, and Nolan Ryan's back in town. Glad to see Nolan back and doing well.
It's a very welcome sight. Looks like he's back to feeling good. Gentry batted only 3 times on the trip, picked up a hit. Playing for just the 3rd time in the last 10 games. In his center field platoon with Endy Chavez, and Rod Washington says that there will still be some games where Josh Hamilton will get some center field in. Trying to make this a 3-run Ranger second. when Craig does get in. He's been hitting very well. And that one gets a little to the right of Arancibia. Not far enough for Cruz to do anything about it. There's 2 balls and a strike.
And not enough to be gained to get to third base when there's some doubt. If you know you can get there, great. Any doubt, stay at second. Let Craig get a base hit and knock you in.
Reyes again with a high pitch count. This will be the 26th pitch of the inning, 41st of the game already. And it misses just low, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Couldn't hold up on that one, so a full count for Gentry. Kinsler would be next.
Borderline pitch, probably a strike though. That's a quality strike. He's had a little problem early in the game getting his fastball down. A lot of belt high fastballs, but that was a good one right there, right in the inside part of the plate.
3-2 pitch, grounded foul. And this will now be at least a 28 pitch inning for Reyes.
Happiest kid in the ballpark right there. Had that smile for about 4 more innings probably. Thinking, I can't wait to show this to my friends when I get home.
That is hit well left center field. Snyder over there in front of the track to bring it down. But the Rangers get a couple of runs, beginning with a leadoff walk to Beltre. 2 base hits, 1 left. Visit buyatoyota.com today. Toyota moving forward. And by Budweiser, great times are waiting. Grab some Buds. Dave Barnett, Tom Grieve, Rangers Ballpark, where it was 98 degrees for our first pitch. And Colby Lewis looking for a shutdown third. He'll have the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Corey Patterson, J.P. Arancibia, and Yunel Escobar. Only 1 base runner allowed by Colby in the first 2 innings. A 2-out walk to Bautista.
Corey Patterson's another guy. I don't know what the overall numbers are, but he's had some big home runs against the Rangers too. The one against Felice last year, right before the All-Star break. Had a home run earlier in the season here against the Rangers. In fact, it was a 3-run homer. And done a lot against the rest of the league, but seems to have pretty good luck against the Rangers.
Gets under this one. And could be any of 4. Who takes charge? It's Adrian Beltre.
Yeah, that's kind of in tricky territory right there. And Napoli playing first base isn't an experienced first baseman. You got Beltre, who's the most experienced fielder, but he's got to trot over the mound while he's looking up at the ball, which causes some problems. Kobe's the traffic cop. He knows they don't want him to try to catch it. But Adrian's got plenty of time. Looks down at the mound. He's yelling for it. Mike lets him take it. And it's 1 out.
And strike one to Jonathan Paul Arancibia, first round draft pick out of the University of Tennessee in 2007.
Dave, it's been a banner night as far as the treats to the booth go.
Has it ever?
Wow. We got some incredible cookies, actually works of art from the Cookie Queen. Ranger cookies, all sorts of Ranger cookies. Thank you very much.
Is the Cookie Queen different from the Cookie Lady?
Yes, yes. This lady goes by the Cookie Queen. The Cookie Lady, as most of our followers know, is our main supplier of treats and has been for the longest time. She started it all. And as I've said a couple of times, for the people that get mad when we talk about cookies, you need to blame Shirley Coast. She started it. And she sent some chocolate chips up tonight. Little twist on them, though. Lois Ditto gave her the recipe for the cookies tonight. So Shirley cooked them. Lois had the recipe. Thanks to both of you.
Colby Lewis's third strikeout as he gets Arancibia on the slider here.
Yeah, Kobe's right on the top of his game through 3 innings, throwing the ball nicely. Great location with that slider. And the last delivery came from nothing but bunt cakes. And they go highly recommended as well. Got a bunch of them. I think they're almost gone by now. So thank you, everybody. And continue to make broadcasting Ranger baseball a real treat.
And sometimes difficult because there's so many distractions up here.
People say, do you think we really care what you eat up in the booth? That's not the point. The point is, what better way to enjoy coming to the ballpark to broadcast a game than to just sit back and wait and see what's going to come tonight. The joy on all the people's faces up here that come by and try a little chocolate chip cookie or a bunt cake. It's just a thing of beauty.
0-2 pitch, again fouled off by Escobar.
If you could see the look on John Nelson's face every day he comes up here to do stats. John wouldn't come up here to do stats for the money. He only comes up here for the treats. You think the money matters? No way. Chocolate chips? Oh yeah. He's our cookie critiquer. Our hostess is our stage manager, Allie. I usually wait till Allie tries one to give me the thumbs up. Yep. Allie kind of liked the bunt cakes tonight.
See, I go at
Bouvet, Malcolm, James, they've been known to try a treat or two up here. James, by the way, cooked us one of the best barbecue dinners we've ever had up here. James is on the left.
Called strike 3 to take care of Escobar. And 7 in a row. 9 out of 10 batters in the first 3 set down. Colby Lewis has allowed only a walk and leads 2-0. yards now, top half of the 7th inning. Angels have just come up with the run, and now lead that one 1-0 against Alfredo Simon.
Dave, we have another gift tonight that's not food. It comes from Brad and Karen Winchester. They're from Great Creek, Texas, and I love the message. Cookies and tissue holders have I none, but such as I have, I give to you. And in a minute, you'll find out what it is.
And Hill to his left to get in. Boy, that's both poetic and profound.
And right after your promo, I'm going to show everybody what we got.
Hard to follow, but I'll try. You can still lock in postseason options with a Fan's Choice 20-game plan. Enjoy the flexibility of selecting the 20 games you want and choose from 10 locations starting at only $100 per plan. The Fan's Choice plan now available through August 8th only. So visit TexasRangers.com today and take advantage.
Yeah, Brad and Karen Winchester sent us a handmade walking stick.
Andrews chops back to Reyes for the second out.
And this is the second one we've gotten over the years, but this is a beauty. So, Brad, thank you very much for that. Very nice of you to make that.
Do you take this on your jaunts out into the wilderness?
I don't know what I'm going to use that for. If you do jog, it's great to get rid of dogs, though, that might be chasing you. Very handy.
Just clear out the street of all your neighbors.
I might use it. EJ had a good idea. Use it for the squirrels in my trees. I might try it for that. My wife would like it a lot more than the, well, I won't say. Someone else might not like that either.
Josh Hamilton again facing the shift that has the third baseman Bautista playing at short right field, softball style. It worked in the first inning as Josh hit a ground ball that against a normal defense would have been a base hit through the right side, and instead it went right where Bautista is, and he threw him out. It goes as 5-3, even though he was a couple hundred feet away from third base. And here it was.
Yeah, he hit it pretty hard, so it gives Bautista time to catch it and get Josh at first base. Slowly hit ball, might not be able to do that.
1-2 pitch lifted to center field, almost in his tracks is Travis Snyder for a 1-2-3 third inning for JoJo Reyes. Exactly what he needed on just 11 pitches. Question: name the only 5 players to record their 2,000th career hit while playing for Texas. Well, we have Adrian Beltre, Michael Young coming up pretty close on 2,000 career hits. So who are the 5 who have gone before them? Lewis in the 4th to face Eric Thames, Jose Bautista, and Adam Lind. He has struck out 4 Allowed only one base runner. That was what looked very much like an intentional walk to Bautista with 2 outs in the first inning. A big curve drops in for a strike to Thames, who flied to left his first trip.
Yeah, good breaking stuff for Kobe so far in this game. Last 2 pitches have been curveballs. He had a good slider. Working quickly.
Angels have another run in the 7th, now leading 2-0 at Baltimore. And now 3 balls and a strike to Thames. Those numbers have allowed him to be installed as the everyday right fielder for John Farrell, and he works a walk. Not what Colby Lewis wanted, with Bautista stepping up.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. Dropped a curveball in for strike 1. Had good command all night long to every hitter. And I say he had good command to Bautista because he threw the balls where he wanted to. And all of a sudden, 4 straight balls out of nowhere to Thames.
So now 1 pitch in just the wrong spot. And it's a tie game, or even in the right spot, the way Bautista hits. But stays with the breaking stuff for strike 1. Really hard to imagine where Jose Bautista was late in the 09 season to where he is midway in the 2011 season. But it started in September of 09. He had 8 home runs that month, had 5 for the season before then. Cito Gaston, then the Blue Jays manager, revamped his swing, got him to put his foot down earlier, widened his stance before last year. And he went from 13 homers in 09 to 54 last year. From 40 runs batted in to 124. And there is no drop off this year. 31 and 68.
If anything, he's having a
Cruz has the second out. And let's check in with Joel Thomas.
All right, we are out here in the home run porch, and I want to show you some of my friends. Hey, is anybody wearing a yellow wristband? Hold up your hand. all these people are here together. And joining me right now is Abby Miller from the MCA Neonatal Intensive Care. And Abby, why does everybody have in common here?
These are all of our NICU graduates.
Which means?
Which means they have graduated from our neonatal intensive care unit, and they're all survivors with us today.
So all of these kids at one time or another were in neonatal intensive care. Why are they together here tonight?
Every year we have a reunion, and we celebrate their life and their success and their health, and they get together with each other, and also see some of their nurses that cared for them when they were in the NICU. So
it all sounds like a tight family.
Absolutely.
Do you think they understand how special they are as kids?
I definitely look at them. They definitely know how special they are.
All right, and they're having a great time out here at the ballpark tonight, Dave.
Yeah, it looks like it. Wonderful to have them here. 0-2 to Encarnacion, trying to avoid striking out for the second straight time.
Well, good slider away. Might not be able to avoid it. Unless he makes a little bit of a change in his approach. Nope, no change.
Same result. Fifth strikeout through 4 innings for Colby. Works around the leadoff walk to Eric Thames. Still has not allowed a base hit as the Rangers lead 2-0. To record their 2000th career hit while playing for the Rangers. Bert Campaneris, Al Scoop, Oliver Buddy Bell, Brian Downing, Rafael Palmeiro. Star-studded group there. The case of Campy and Downing. Didn't spend all that long as Rangers, but they were here at the right time for that milestone. Beltre walked to lead off the Rangers' second, and he sends that one past the sprawling Bautista into the corner, and he has himself a leadoff double.
Yeah, since Nelly Cruz's double in the second inning, Reyes had settled down nicely, retired 6 straight, doing a much better job of mixing in a changeup and a slider to go with his fastball. You got that pitch kind of up high and on the inside part of the plate for Adrian, and just sneaks it by Bautista at third base. Made a good effort with a dive.
RBI opportunity for Young, who singled off of Beltre's walk in the second and scored the second Ranger run. Ford leaderboard. Track Adrian Beltre in the extra base hit category. He is now tied with Bautista and Adrian Gonzalez for the most in the majors, 2 more than Carlos Beltran. And he's got himself a 6-game hitting streak. Reyes just missing his first couple of pitches to Young. Orioles now batting bottom of the 7th, being one hit by Irvin Santana and trailing the Angels 2-0. As the 2-0 pitch is fouled off.
Michael making an effort to go the other way to move Beltre over to third base. Or drive a base hit and drive him in, either way. There may be some people watching that are saying to themselves, well, why do you head to the right side to move the runner to third base? And the reason is it's a longer throw. If you hit a ground ball to the second baseman or the first baseman, it's too far to throw it. With the man at second, Beltre, having a big lead and then a secondary lead to get him at third base. If you hit it to the other side, it's a short throw, and you can get him at third base, unless it's slowly hit like that.
And Bautista trying to sweep the tag, and that costs him precious time, and Michael Young beats it out.
It was a good try by Bautista, and John Farrell's going to come out and argue that Beltre was out of the baseline. But what the runner has is you have 3 feet from a direct line between you and third base. You can go out of the baseline by 3 feet. And the rule from the umpire is that Beltre didn't go 3 feet out of the baseline. Looked like he might have been by him anyway.
Dan Bellino in the discussion. He was way past him.
And so Michael will sneak in a little infield hit right there.
And Michael 2 for 2. And runners on the corners. Same exact spot as when Cruz batted in the second. Beltre at third, Young at first, nobody out. And Nelly came through with a double, driving his 57th run of the year. Good look at the baseline here.
Now watch, does he go 3 feet out of it? Yeah, it's close, but I don't think it's blatant enough for the umpire to say he was out of the baseline. I think that's a good call by the third base umpire.
Well hit. Left center field. Snyder back. Gone. 3-run home run. Nelson Cruz.
I mentioned Nelly's first at bat. He's up there trying to get hot, trying to get his timing back. Pretty good start to it right there with a double on a fastball and an off-speed pitch launched over 400 feet to left center field. Big 3-run homer for the Rangers.
Nelly's RBIs tend to come in bunches, and he's got 4 in his first 2 at-bats tonight. Mike Napoli trying to follow him there. Here's the pitch. Reyes saw fly out.
He tried to get the changeup, but not real good location with the changeup, right in the heart of the plate. Nelly was slightly out in front of it, but as strong as he is, not enough.
Long run here, and Thames can't get to it, and Mike Napoli has a bloop single. Napoli an RBI ground out his first time up. The Cruz home run, 416 feet, his 22nd of the year. So the first 4 Rangers have base hits against JoJo Reyes here in the 4th inning. 5-6-0 for the Rangers. No runs, no hits for the Blue Jays. Only a couple of walks. Here's Torrealba, who struck out his first trip. And he sends it right at Thames. And Reyes finally gets his first out of the 4th inning. And as Craig Gentry steps up, Tom, this may be a first for the ballpark and for a telecast.
All right.
Stephen Howard of the UNT Media Relations Department, my friends there. Stephen is having his rehearsal dinner at the Rangers game tonight.
Wow, how nice.
Not his bachelor party, his rehearsal dinner.
Wow.
And Mary's.
What a great idea.
Mary's the lovely Kirby tomorrow. So best wishes to the Howards.
You know, the Rangers have excellent facilities here for those kind of events. So what better time to have it than during a ball game? You look out the windows there of the restaurant, look right down and watch a ball game at the same time. Great idea.
You always see weddings at ballparks. I've just never heard of a rehearsal dinner at one.
I haven't either.
Hill and the bobble at second base, but Escobar hangs on to get Napoli for the second out. Thanks to Hank Dickinson for sending that note along to us.
And as we mentioned before, on a slide into second, you can go as far out from the base as you can, as long as your hand can touch the base. So Craig was stretching the limit there, but his hand touched the base. If you go farther than that to where your hand can't touch the base, then it could be an interference call, and both runners, the runner going into second and the batter, would be out.
Kinsler 2 groundouts to third and second. Yesterday 0 for 4 for flyouts. Looking for something in between. Gentry 12 for 12 stealing in just 36 games. He has the third most steals on the team, trailing only Ian and Elvis Andrews. Not going here as Kinsler takes ball one. Well, the Rangers unable to get a run yesterday on 8 base hits. Today on 6 hits they have 5, and Kinsler does get this one into the air. Escobar drifting over near the bag at second, and that ending the Ranger fourth, which featured a 416-foot 3-run Nelson Cruz home run to make it a 5-0 lead. Toyota. Come see us at sportscitytoyota.com. And by Whataburger, just like you like it. Colby Lewis in the top of the 5th will have Snyder, Hill, and Patterson in the first 4 innings. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, no Blue Jay base hits. And Travis Snyder struck out his first time up. Colby in 54 pitches, 32 strikes, 22 balls. 2-0 here. We talked about Snyder and the good results he's seeing after revamping his swing down to the minors. And now we'll get a 3-0 pitch. And Lewis, remember, began the last inning by walking the leadoff man Thames, then getting the next 3 in order, and comes up with the strike there. Snyder came back on the 4th of July from Las Vegas, and since then he leads the majors in runs batted in with 17. Hot shot, one hopper, Beltre, no problem.
That was a smash, all right. That's not an easy ball to catch. But you better catch it, or at least get a good part of your glove on it.
Adrian managed that on probably the hardest hit ball of the night off of Colby. Now here's Aaron Hill, who grounded to short.
Well, Colby got behind 3-0, come right back and thrown a couple of quality strikes.
Hill not having a good year at all defensively at second base. And the batting average is sinking, .230 this trip, after going just 4 for 22 on the homestand. But does bring power on occasion. And shows he can lay off the Lewis slider there. Colby concentrating on that outside corner at the knees. Looked like he got it on that pitch, but he'll come to him 3-1. And quickly 3-2. Aaron Hill just a couple of years ago, 36 home runs, 108 runs batted in. He was the American League Comeback Player of the Year, Silver Slugger in 09. And that one is hit well, and Hamilton makes a running catch up against the wall.
What a play. I don't think there's any possible way he could get to that ball. That wasn't a fly ball that he could run under. That was a line shot. Looked like it was going to hit the wall, short hop the wall. He just sprinted after that, reached out, and made a beautiful play. Not many left fielders make that play. One thing that helped him a little bit is having the glove on his right hand. Being a left-handed thrower makes it a little bit easier to reach for it going in that direction. But not many left fielders get that kind of jump, run it down, fearless of the wall.
Well, there's the best chance yet at a Toronto base hit. In fact, Tom, I almost said, well, Hamilton won't get to that one.
I didn't have a chance to talk, but I was thinking the same thing. I thought, first thing I thought was don't go out of the ballpark. Then I'm saying, well, good, it's only going to be a single.
That ball ripped. Is it fair or foul? It is a foul ball. Corey Patterson close to a home run there.
Yeah, I should say a double. I thought it was going to maybe hit quarter of the way up to the wall, come back to Josh for a double, and he turned it into an out. Patterson almost turned that into a run. That was a bullet.
One pitch. Swings through the fastball. Patterson against Colby is 4 for 7. A homer, 4 runs batted in.
Patterson's always had a lot of talent, and he can go through streaks where he looks like a terrific player. His problem is he's a little bit prone to the strikeout, and he's not a disciplined hitter. He's only walked 15 times. His on-base percentage, therefore, is only .289. So his strikeout to walk ratio, 65 strikeouts and only 15 walks. It's just not enough walks for a kid who has great speed and could do some damage on the bases.
Close there to an inning-ending strikeout.
Tried to backdoor that little cutter and didn't quite get it there. Good call by Chris Conroy, the home plate umpire.
So with 2-2, he gets another pop-up for Adrian Beltre, and he retires Corey Patterson for the second time. Josh Hamilton, the reason that Colby Lewis still has not allowed a base hit through 5. And Nelson Cruz has had a busy night. RBI double, first run of the game in the second to Beltre. He comes home after a leadoff walk. Napoli's ground out scores Michael Young, who had singled. Fourth inning, Beltre doubles Young, an infield hit. And Cruz again, 416 feet for a 3-run blast, his 22nd of the year. Right off the card, not the kid. JoJo Reyes' 71st pitch. Ball 1 to Elvis, who is grounded to second and back to the mound. 43 strikes to 28 balls.
Dave, I don't know if you remember on the last road trip when Elvis caught a pop-up and Adrian pretended like he was going to catch it. Elvis just kind of returned the favor there, pretended he was going to catch it. Then they both laughed coming off the field. I guess it's a little game they've got going. They both get together. They know who's going to catch it, but then the other one pretends like he's going to catch it too.
The things that amuse baseball players really during the course of a long season.
The first time I saw, I think it was in Seattle, and the ball went up. Clearly Elvis's ball, but Beltre was just like gauging the ball like he had his glove up in the air, to where for a second I thought he was going to catch it. And then Elvis caught it, and Beltre just went back to his position smiling. But Beltre and Elvis have a lot of fun playing the game. You can tell just watching them on the bench, watching them in the field. When the ball goes around after an out, and Beltre, when the pitcher gets ready to start an inning, Beltre winds up and throws it almost as hard as he can back to the pitcher. The pitcher really has to be ready. That's a little game he plays.
Elvis strikes out, but he should beat this one out and will. A strikeout wild pitch to begin the Rangers' 5th inning.
It's a way to get your leadoff hitter on. Reyes makes a good pitch with it looked like a changeup. Fooled Elvis. Aaron Sebia couldn't catch it. Elvis doesn't know where the ball is, but everybody's yelling at him to run. He gets to first base on the wild pitch.
Only the second strikeout of the game for Reyes. But Andrews aboard for Hamilton. And with a runner on first, no overshift here. But still a different look on the left side of the infield with Bautista shortstop spot and Escobar almost directly behind the bag at second.
Yeah, they've got the shift on the left side, but with a double play in order, it's pretty hard to employ that other type of the shift.
Well, the first time up, Hamilton hit a ground ball. Would have been a base hit against normal alignment, but Bautista threw him out from short right. And last time up, he flied to center.
Yeah, if he hits the same ball right now, I think it will be a base hit. Hill is shading over a little more than he was when Bautista was already over there. But it was a pretty hard hit ball. Josh can hit the same one. He'll have a base hit this time. Thought something was on. Tried a little pitch out. Nothing was on. This year, left-hand hitters are hitting .325 against Reyes. He hasn't had much in the way of a pitch that can confuse a left-hand hitter like so many left-hand pitchers do.
1-2.
But a pretty good job by the 3, 4, 5 hitters. They haven't made an out yet. 5 hits and a walk, 5 runs scored. Middle of the lineup getting the job done today.
Yeah, they've scored all the runs, driven in all but one of the runs.
I said 3, 4, 5. I meant 4, 5, 6.
There goes Elvis. The throw gets through, and he'll take third base. His 29th stolen base of the year.
They put the pressure on the defense to make a good throw. Aaron Sibia rushes his throw, bounces it. Not much of an effort by Escobar. Lays it, moves out of the way. Ball goes into center field, and Elvis takes another base.
4th error of the year charged to JP Aaron Sibia. And the infield in now as Hamilton strikes out. So Reyes has 2 strikeouts here in the inning. But with a wild pitch, a stolen base, and an E2, he has Elvis at third base. Red Out weekend continues tomorrow night. First pitch at 7:05. Wear your Ranger Red and stay after the game for great live music from the old 97s on the North Lawn. Call 972-RANGERS for tickets or visit TexasRangers.com. Pretty much give you my personal musical guarantee. That will be a great show for whatever that may be worth.
That's worth a lot. You're a musical buff.
Infield in for Beltre. And he pops the first pitch well back out of play. Adrian involved with both the Ranger scoring innings with a leadoff walk in the second and a leadoff double in the fourth. One out here. Andrews taking his lead off third, and it's 0-2. So Reyes coming up with some of his best pitches of the night to Hamilton and here to Beltre.
Yeah, what he's doing, he's going to off-speed pitches. Rangers are all over his fastball. But he got Elvis to swing and miss at a changeup. Got Josh on a slow pitch. That one was an off-speed pitch to Beltre. Slower pitches. The Rangers a little over-anxious.
With Bautista trying to put a sweep tag on Beltre taking third. It gave Michael time to beat out his throw to first. Boy, this is a busy inning for JP Arencibia. Pitch after pitch in the dirt, and it's 2-0.
And there's no one yet, I don't think. Oh, yeah, there is someone warming up in the bullpen. But the bullpen's been used for Toronto quite a bit, so Reyes is going to have to stay out there maybe a little bit longer than necessary if the bullpen was 100% rested.
Camden Yards, the Orioles have come up with the run as Sean Camp begins to throw in the Blue Jay bullpen. 2-1 Angels now. Orioles still batting bottom of the 8th. And Irvin Santana has been relieved by Isanori Takahashi, and the Orioles have come up with a run against him in the 8th. Two-0 pitch. That is well hit. Going back, Patterson. It's over his head and off the wall. Beltre being waved around third, and he will stop.
He pulled a hamstring. That's not good. I hope he didn't pull a hamstring. I hope he just strained his hamstring. Remember, Beltre missed almost all of spring training with a leg injury. Beltre's going hard. You can see it starting to happen right in here.
And the grab right there.
That's not good.
Nope. That is never something you see a guy just shrug off and stay in the game in any sport. So it went from Dave Anderson waving him around to holding up his arms as Omar Quintanilla will come out and run for Beltre. Trainer Kevin Harmon and Ron Washington will walk off. And not that there's ever a good time for an injury, but what a terrible time the way Adrian Beltre is going. He had the double, just singled in a run, scored twice. He was about to score there.
Yeah, the problem is not only how well he's hitting, but what a key guy he is on the team. In the middle of the lineup, the presence he has in the middle of the lineup. He's been among the top 3 in RBIs all season long. He's a terrific fielder. The energy that he brings to the game, just not what you want to have happen this stage of the season.
Tom, you said you could almost see it building and then really turning into a full-blown grab.
Yep.
As he got about 2/3 of the way to third base. So Quintanilla into a game for the first time since being called up. Pinch running at third. Former Texas Longhorn. Meanwhile, Young at second base with his 3rd hit of the night. And that will also do it for JoJo Reyes, with Cruz stepping up, having already doubled and homered and driven in 4 runs. Sean Camp will now deal with Cruz. So a pitching change here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington in the 5th. The Rangers with 2 in scoring position, 1 out, and a run already in. And with Omar Quintanilla pinch running at third for Adrian Beltre, Sean Camp comes in for the 43rd time already this season.
Well, he inherits a one-out situation with men at second and third. Infield will come back in. Chance for Nelly to add to his 4 RBIs.
Nelly RBI double, scored the first Ranger run in the second. Last time up, 3-run home run. Busting out of his slump, 4 for his last 6. And a ground ball up the middle against the pulled-in infield will bring home 2 more runs. Quintanilla followed by Young to the plate, 8-0.
6 RBIs for Nelly. 3 hits. One's driven in 1, one's driven in 2, and another's driven in 3. Sinker, hard ground ball, diving second baseman, 2 RBIs.
And now for Cruz, his 3rd 6 RBI game.
Yeah, this is only the 5th inning.
July 1st against Napoli on the fielder's choice is at first for Yorvi Torrealba. Two runs in the second, 3 in both the 4th and the 5th. Jojo Reyes's line is now complete, and it is pretty ugly. He went 4 1/3. 8 runs on 8 hits, struck out 3, walked 1. Little dribbler stays fair. Arancibia with a nice scoop by Lind at first base. Throws out Torrealba, but 3 more Ranger runs. 2 more runs batted in for Nelson Cruz, and it's 8-0. Toyota.com today. Toyota, moving forward. Dave Barnett and Tom Grieve moving into the 6th inning. And Colby Lewis has had a couple of very long rests as the Rangers have stretched this lead now to 8-0. And all 8 runs, by the way, earned runs against JoJo Reyes. It'll be Aaron Sebia, Escobar, and Thames in the Toronto 6th as they continue their search for their first base hit of the night. Came close on a couple of hot shots in the 5th inning. Aaron Sebia, though, struck out his first trip. And takes a first pitch slider for a strike. Aaron Sebia out of Tennessee, as we said, and Westminster Christian High School in Miami, where he tied the career home run record set by one Alex Rodriguez. And 1-2. Lewis in that 5th inning. Hard one hot shot to Beltre off the bat of Snyder for 1 out. And then Hill said one looked like it was going to be extra bases off the wall and left. Josh Hamilton ran it down with easily the defensive play of the game. Then he got Patterson to pop up. Only 2 Toronto base runners. Bautista a walk in the 1st, Thames a walk in the 4th. And Aaron Sebia just alive. Made his major league debut last August 7th against Tampa Bay. First player in modern baseball history to debut with 4 hits, 2 of them home runs, including the first pitch he ever saw in the majors off of James Shields.
He thought this game was going to be easy, didn't he?
Well, pretty easy at that point. That was after leading all minor league catchers last year with 32 home runs. He was the Pacific Coast League MVP, AAA mid and postseason All-Star. With 301, 85 RBIs for Las Vegas. And that one is hit way back into left field. And there is the first Blue Jay hit, a home run, the 13th of the year for J.P. Aaron Sebia.
Well, if you're going to give up your first hit, there's not much doubt about that hit.
Cheers as the ball is thrown back onto the field. 24th home run allowed by Colby Lewis.
Yeah, that was a slider that just got a little too much of the plate.
It's going to be pretty impressive measurement when we hear it. Here's Escobar at the top of the order, grounded to 3rd and struck out looking. So 5 hitless innings for Colby Lewis after C.J. Wilson allowed just 2 hits in 8 innings in his complete game in Anaheim yesterday. Backhand play here for Elvis. And let's again hear from Joel Thomas.
Hey guys, I've got 8-year-old Owen here and 6-year-old Aiden, who are cousins, having a sleepover, helping me show some really great giveaways we're going to have out here at the Rangers. And we're looking at, show me here, son. We got Josh Hamilton jersey here. Turn it around. There you go. And it's got a button up on the front. Turn it around again. That giveaway is Sunday. That's going to be for all kids 13 and under. First 10,000 get one free. And over here, we've got a Monday giveaway when the Twins are in town. Hold that up for me real big there, Owen. All right, that's John, this is a Michael Young giveaway shirt commemorating the all-time Rangers leader hitter. Turn it around for me. That's got a Texas Rangers badge right on the back of it right here. Everybody that comes to the ballpark Monday will get one of those free, and that is going to be 2 good giveaways. You guys like those shirts? You like that shirt? All right, why don't you guys take it? It'll be a commemoration of your sleepover, and good luck, all right? Enjoy the game. Back to you, Dave.
All right, Joel, it's 1-2 now on Thames. And the Aaron Sebia home run, 398 feet. That is quite a shot down the left field line when you pull it like that. 1-2 to Thames. And he'll be followed by Bautista here in the 6th inning. Colby's 5 no-hit innings, matching the longest stretch by Ranger pitcher this year, Derek Holland. 2 starts ago at Seattle, also no-hit the Mariners through 5. And Colby, after 8 2/3 shutout innings, the night after that Holland performance, allowed only 4 hits in that game. 1 hit. Now through 5 1/3 in this one. Five hits in his last 14 innings. Last 6 starts, he's allowed an average against him of only 182. Undefeated, 4-0, a 236 earned run average in that span. And the 2-2 pitch, line drive, but Cruz read that one very well off the bat, and there's the second out.
Yeah, I think Nelly gets a great jump on the line drives hit in front of him like that. He doesn't wait to see where the ball is going to land. He gets a good jump and comes right after it. If he has to stop and catch it on a hop, he will. But he's not tentative when he comes in.
Well, Rangers Dr. Keith Meister has examined Adrian Beltre. He does have a strained left hamstring and will undergo an MRI tomorrow.
Yeah, it just didn't look good, the way he pulled up and the way he walked off the field. We'll keep our fingers crossed. A little different situation with Bautista right here. You got a seven-run lead. Not quite the same risk in pitching to him. Threw that fastball by him. Good slider and reaches out and hits a little soft line drive.
Gentry right there to handle it. And that takes care of the Blue Jays into 6. They finally get a hit and it left the yard. Aaron Sebia makes it 8-1. Pot worth $700 and dinner for 2 at a Sonic Drive-In. And tonight the Rangers are hitting for Dinah Murdoch from Justin. If the Ranger hits a grand slam during this inning, Dinah Murdoch from Justin will win $25,000. You can register at a participating Sonic restaurant. And against Sean Camp here in the 6th, Gentry, Kinsler, and Andrews. Camp came in after JoJo Reyes had given up the double to Michael Young. and immediately served up a 2-run single to Cruz. But then got a fielder's choice grounder from Napoli and dribbler out in front of the mound, or in front of the plate, off the bat of Torrealba to end the inning. So Reyes will not have his first career 3-game winning streak. All 8 runs earned on 8 hits in his 4 1/3, 87 pitches charged to him. The Angels put up 4 runs in the top half of the 9th at Baltimore. Line drive by Kinsler at his first base hit. First 2 Rangers reach against Camp here in the 6th inning. 4 in the 9th for the Angels, now leading 6-1 at Baltimore. Orioles batting bottom of the 9th. So the Rangers needing to hang on to this sizable lead to hang on to the 3-game lead in the American League West, barring a big rally by the Orioles in the 9th. And Elvis Andrus, the batter. He got that 3-run 5th inning started by striking out. How'd that happen? It was a wild pitch, and he took first, stole second, and went to third on the bad throw by Aaron Sebia. After a Hamilton strikeout, Beltre followed with an RBI single. Young with the double. Beltre straining the left hamstring on the way to third. Quintanilla scored, as did Young on Cruz's 2-run single to give him his 6th run batted in of the night. Seattle headed to a 13th consecutive loss, trailing 7-4. Bottom of the 8th at Fenway Park in Boston. Here it is. He did get 3 runs in their half of the 8th. Bottom of the 6th at Yankee Stadium. New York 14, Oakland 7. Yankees jumped all over Trevor Cahill early in that game. 5 in the 2nd, 9 in the 3rd for all their runs. Beltre not, Cahill not in for all of those. And again, Andrus taking outside, 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, it just goes to show you, I think, how good the Ranger pitching has been when they go in and give 2 runs to Seattle in 4 games. Seattle went to Toronto and scored 16 runs. Seattle's got 4 runs against the Red Sox tonight.
Patterson started in, now has to drift out into fairly deep left center field, and both runners will move up. It was hit that well. Gentry to third, Kinsler to second. Kind of an odd route by Corey Patterson that time, coming in on it.
Gets back in time, but as he catches it, he's kind of drifting backwards a little bit, unable to get a whole lot on his throw to second base. And that's why they're able to tag up and move up. There's nothing he could do at third, but he got back a little quicker and came in. He might have been able to prevent Ian from going to second base.
And the first base open. Josh Hamilton will be walked. Who set up the double play anywhere.
Well, hitting where Beltre was hitting is Omar Quintanilla with his first Ranger at bat coming up. Nice spot for him. Bases loaded and 1 out. He's been there before, though. He's got big league experience. Not a first for him.
And Omar Quintanilla with a shot at a Sonic Slam inning.
Whoa.
$25,000 swing here. First round pick by the A's, 2003, after a great career at UT, 3 years, including a College World Series championship, 2002. 4 hits that year in the championship game victory over South Carolina for Omar. Traded to Colorado in 05. It was right after the first pitch he sees as a Ranger. 216 games from 05 through 09 with the Rockies, 220 career average. Going against him in the Sonic Slam inning, the fact that he has 2 major league home runs, 32 runs batted in. That would just make it all the greater. Bounces that one foul, and it's 0-2. So Quintanilla, the third baseman, with Beltre out. But I know a lot of people have got to be thinking, well, now finally Chris Davis will have an opening. And he is tearing it up at AAA Round Rock, as you're probably aware. 363 average, 24 homers, 65 RBIs, 38 extra base hits, 401 on base percentage. Beltre again will have an MRI tomorrow, so the Rangers will see the full extent of the left hamstring strain. But those numbers for Chris Davis, just in case you were wondering. And for Beltre, assuming he does go on the DL, he has not been there for a couple of years. He was there twice in his last year in Seattle in 2009. But last year with Boston, basically an everyday player, 154 games, has played all 100 games this year for the Rangers. Only a couple as DH. He wants to be out there every single day at third base, and generally has been. Went 8 years without being on the DL, from 01 to 09. A grinder, first with the Dodgers, then with the Mariners, last year with the Red Sox, and definitely this year with the Rangers. And the fans a little impatient with the at-bat here to Quintanilla. Rangers signed Omar as a minor league free agent last December. Brought him up July 8th from Round Rock when they put Andres Blanco on the DL. And he rips it just foul.
Pretty good hack at that 0-2 pitch. Just missed an extra base hit. A slider right down the middle of the plate. Nice swing at it. Just couldn't quite keep it fair.
Omar at Round Rock this year was hitting .298, 5 homers, 25 RBIs, 9 doubles, 4 triples, 51 games. .408 over his last 11 games down there. He had a 6-hit, 4 RBI game on the 4th of July at Albuquerque. He's playing exclusively at shortstop for the Express. But in the majors, second, short, and third for the native of El Paso. And the 0-2 pitch. Hill can only get the out on Hamilton at second base. Gentry scores, and it's a 9-1 Ranger lead as Quintanilla comes up with a run batted in at his very first Ranger at bat.
Josh is always going to go in hard at second base. Escobar wouldn't have had much of a chance to turn that anyway. Slowly hit ball.
So 2 outs, runners on the corners. And here's Michael Young, already a 3-hit night for Michael. Singled and scored in the second, infield hit and scored in the fourth, doubled and scored in the fifth, and his double was the hit that chased JoJo Reyes. Sixteenth 3-hit game for Michael Young, only 1 below Adrian Gonzalez. The few categories Jose Bautista doesn't lead, Adrian Gonzalez does. As a general rule this year in the American League. Michael's average already up 5 points tonight at 327 this trip. And there is base hit number 4, and it gets past Thames. A run scores. Kinsler is home. Young takes second, and it's 10-1.
A sinker away, and Michael does what he normally does with a pitch away. Drive it the other way. Thames tries to catch it on a hop. Can't do it. Probably be a single, an RBI, and an error on the right fielder.
And that's exactly what it is. RBI single, E9. Second error by the Blue Jays tonight. And here is Nelson Cruz, who has been an even bigger thorn than Michael Young. And he chops a base hit past Escobar. 2 more runs will score, and 8 runs batted in tonight for Nelson Cruz.
Well, that'll move you up in the rankings pretty quick to knock in 8 runs in 6 innings of a ball game.
A new career high for Nelly.
Wingfield's playing back this time. The ball still gets by Escobar. They were playing in when he drove in a couple of runs last time with that base hit up the middle.
Ball 1 to Napoli, the 8th Ranger to bat here in the inning. Cruz is now within 1 RBI of the franchise record 9 set by Pudge Rodriguez, April 13th, 1999, MVP year at Seattle. And this is only the 6th inning. Young and Cruz both 4 for 4.
And Beltre was 2 for 2 with a walk.
Cruz an RBI double in the second, started a 3-run homer in the fourth. Last 2 trips up, 2-run singles against Camp in the 5th, and again here in the 6th. And Napoli taps one to Bautista. Tries to make the bare hand play, and Napoli beats that one out. 13 hits for the Rangers and counting, as they will bat around here in the 6th inning.
Bautista playing way back at third base, where he should be playing with Napoli up in that situation. But becomes a little susceptible to the swinging base hit down the left field line. Little chopper.
Mike Napoli 2 for 4 with the run batted in. And the 9th Ranger to bat will be Torrealba, as Octavio Dotel prepares to become the 3rd Blue Jay pitcher of the game. Yorvit is 0 for 3. A strikeout, a fly to right. And last time up, thrown out by the catcher Aaron Sebia on a little dribble in front of home plate. The last 3 innings, the Rangers scored 3 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th. So far, 4 here in the 6th. With Cruz at second, Napoli at first.
Well, Camp's getting a workout this inning. Came in to get 2 outs in the last inning. He's at 40 pitches right now.
Alba now the only Ranger not to reach base. And Bautista at last brings the inning to a close. But the Rangers come up with 4 more runs, including another 2-run single by Nelly Cruz. What else might he have in his tank tonight? XA21 is brought to you by Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com today. Toyota, moving forward. Well, Colby Lewis armed with an 11-run lead as he takes the mound for the 7th inning. He has allowed 1 run on 1 hit. They both happened on the first at bat of the last inning. J.P. Arancibia driving one deep into the left field seats, 398 feet for his 13th home run of the year. Previously, there are only 2 base runners. Walks to Bautista in the first, Thames in the 4th, and it's Lind, Encarnacion, and Snyder here in the 7th.
Pretty nice game for Colby, too. He's pitching against one of the better offensive teams in the American League.
And that will be base hit number 2 for the Blue Jays.
Good.
And let's check it again with Joel Thomas.
Hey guys, we told you a couple of weeks ago that the wives of the Texas Rangers were putting together gift baskets with memorabilia in them to auction off at tonight's game for charity events. And joining me right now is Jenny Lewis, is Colby's wife. And first of all, who do we have here?
This is our daughter, Elizabeth Grace.
And I don't think she minds us talking because she is out. Yeah, she's very beautiful. How are the sales going today?
The sales went wonderful. We're completed, and every single basket was bid on, including coaches, Nolan Ryan's basket, and all the players.
And a lot of good memorabilia. What did Colby have in his basket, do you remember?
Oh, yes. He had a Starbucks tumbler because we love coffee, and he had an autographed glove and a signed yearbook, some baseball cards, bubble gum, fun things like that.
And all the money that you're raising tonight goes where?
We've decided to donate to the Shannon Stone Memorial Fund.
All right, a very good cause. And sorry about Colby. Were you disappointed that the no-hitter didn't go through?
It's all right. Maybe next time.
You can deal with the one-hitter. It'll be all right, right?
Deal with the one-hitter.
Okay, well, maybe a 2-hitter. So, all right, back to you guys.
Yeah, it is now a 2-hitter, and the Blue Jays, for the first time, have 2 runners on in an inning as Andrews is charged with the error as he was trying to get in position to turn a 6-3 double play.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy play for Elvis. He just might have got ahead of himself a little bit. He was anticipating catching the ball, stepping on second, and throwing to first. And with Encarnacion, the runner, that would have been a tailor-made, easy double play. Would have gotten Colby 2 quick outs in the 7th. I tell you, it takes a nice, easy hop to him. Just hits off the heel of his glove. Elvis will make that play. who knows, 97 times out of 100, maybe more.
So the first Ranger error after the second Blue Jay hit, and that gets Arthur Rhodes up in the bullpen. Lewis about to throw his 97th pitch here in the 7th. He struck out Snyder and got him on a one-hop smash to Beltre last time up. 2 balls and a strike. Four hits at 8 2/3 Friday for Lewis. 1 out from his second complete game shutout of the year. And a run on 2 hits into the 7th inning tonight. He bids to become the 3rd Ranger pitcher with 10 wins. That would be a Ranger first. As this one is lifted high to center field. Craig Gentry is there in plenty of time. Deep enough that Adam Lynn will take 3rd. And with 1 out now, the Blue Jays have runners on the corners for Aaron Hill.
And the right throw from Craig Gentry. Don't throw it to 3rd base. Keep the double play in order.
And while Mike Maddox comes out, the Rangers have had 3 10-game winners before the end of July. In 1979, but they weren't all starters. Steve Comer and Fergie Jenkins were, and Jim Kern already had 10 relief wins by the end of July 1979. He would finish 13-5 that year. The 157 earned run average.
Yeah, Emu was a closer, but not by today's closer standards. He would pitch more than 1 inning frequently. Tough to be a closer in today's game and get 13 wins in a season.
So this would be the first time that 3 Rangers starters would all have 10 wins before the end of July. Our Toyota scoreboard for tonight: New York 14-7 in the bottom of the 7th now over Oakland. White Sox up with the 3-0 lead at Cleveland top of the 9th. Game over in Baltimore. Angels win it 6-1. So they will stay within 3 games of the Rangers. Also over in Boston, that's 13 straight losses for Seattle. Detroit up big at Minnesota. Kansas City by 1 over Tampa Bay. And the first pitch to Hill, grounded foul. Seattle with a 13-game losing streak, now 43-56. They were actually in the race when it started.
They smelled the race for a while.
They're about to fall 13.5 back. The A's likewise will be 13.5 back. Boy, there was no sure thing on any foul ball.
Wow. Careful.
Just a simple little toss. Lewis right at 100 pitches now. 63 strikes, 37 balls. And that one will slice back into the seats. Colby has not lost since June 11th at Minnesota, when he lasted only an inning and a third and gave up 6 runs on 7 hits, fell 8-1. Only as many as 19 pitches in the 6th. Since that game at Target Field, 4-0 with a 236 earned run average. And this one might be playable. Napoli sees it drift into the stands. Still 0-2. And those last 6 games, the opponent batting average against Colby was 182, and that's going to go even lower tonight. As he tries to go through 7 innings. To pitch, Hill lays off. Aaron Hill tonight is grounded to short, and last time up sent one that looked like it would be extra bases off the wall and left. Josh Hamilton ran it down to keep at that time the no-hitter intact. 2-2.
You go back 2 years ago. Last year Hill hit 205. But he did hit 26 home runs. The year before, he had 286, 36 home runs, and 108 RBIs. Got a ways to go to get those numbers. So far this year, he's only had 4 home runs and 37 RBIs.
Center field.
He'll throw to the plate right here.
Gentry with something on the throw, and it is on the money, and Adam Lynn made a good decision, along with their third base coach Brian Butterfield, to stay put.
Yeah, I was hoping they'd send him because Craig can really throw from the outfield. Rangers have a lot of outfielders with good arms. Gentry's one of them. David Murphy has a nice, solid arm, but it's very accurate. Josh has a strong arm. Nelly Cruz has a strong arm. A lot of outfielders who can throw. Andy Chavez has a pretty strong arm from the outfield. Yeah, great job by Kobe.
What was it? 105 pitches. He allows 2 base hits. 5 strikeouts. 2 walks in 6 2/3 innings, and he gets a very well-deserved standing ovation as Arthur Rhodes makes his way in to face the scheduled hitter, the lefty Corey Patterson. Rajai Davis, as he takes his warm-up toss. It's time to show how Craig Gentry maneuvered to get maximum on this throw to the plate.
Yeah, the key on a fly ball is to be coming in when you have to make the throw. And so he was deep enough to where he never had to go back, but he just waited for the ball to come down, and right as he caught the ball, he had his momentum coming forward, and that's one of the reasons that he was able to throw such a strong throw to the plate. A little bit easier on a shallow ball that's in front of you. It's a little more difficult and takes more concentration when the ball is over your head and you have to sprint back far enough so that you can then be coming in. So many guys, we talked about this the other day, time their route going back to get there right as the ball gets there, and you're not in position to throw if you do it that way.
Well, Arthur Rhodes has not pitched in 18 days.
18 days.
The 4th of July against Baltimore. 7 scoreless innings his last night outing, so.
He ought to be strong.
Right-handed pinch hitter Rajai Davis over in the offseason from the A's for 2 minor league pitchers. He pinch hit for Patterson, who twice popped up to Adrian Beltre while he was in there at third. And this one has Hamilton drifting over into the alley. And Rhodes does the job on just 2 pitches. And we head to the bottom of the 7th, stretch time at Arlington. Ballpark. Bluebell Ice Cream Sundays always provide ice cream for kids 13 and under for just $1. And fans can run the bases after the Rangers face the Blue Jays Sunday night. Reserve your tickets at TexasRangers.com. Dave Barnett and Tom Grieve into the bottom of the 7th inning. The third Toronto pitcher of the night will be the veteran right-hander Octavio Dotel.
Yeah, Dotel's been a good reliever for a long time. Been a closer for much of his career. Been a setup man occasionally. Came up with the Mets a long time ago. He's always had a good arm. His fastball, when he was at his best, used to be in the mid-90s. Throws a hard slider. Still doing pretty well, too. He's got an ERA below 4. Opponent's batting average of 194.
And Craig Gentry goes after the first pitch, grounds it to Escobar. So Sean Camp went an inning at 2/3. 4 runs on 5 hits. No strikeouts, a walk intentionally, and a hit batsman. That was Gentry. And that on 1-2 pitch triggered the 4-run Rangers 6th. Ian Kinsler now, who followed the Gentry hit by pitch with a single and scored the second of those 4 Ranger runs. And some defensive changes around Dotel for the Blue Jays as Rajai Davis stays in the game in center field. Travis Snyder moves from center to left. And Davis jogs in to handle this fly ball off the bat of Ian. John McDonald has replaced Bautista at third. So in a 12-1 game, Jose Bautista takes the rest of the night off as Elvis Andrus 0 for 4, but with a very productive strikeout to lead off the 5th inning. And sends this one on a line to Eric Thames. And Dotel comes in. He's only 4 pitches in 1-2-3 7th inning. And it was on the at-bat with 1 out in the 5th inning by Aaron Hill. Off the bat, that looks for sure like extra bases. Josh Hamilton with other ideas. For great deals, go to shophonda.com. And that preserved at that time a no-hitter for Colby Lewis. Continued through 5 innings, ended with a leadoff home run in the 6th by J.P. Arancibia, who swings at Arthur Rhodes' first pitch here in the 8th inning and sends Gentry leaping at the wall. Can't get it It's a 2-homer night for the Blue Jays catcher. Boy, that thing comes back from Greens Hill onto the field. I think record speed and distance. But Aaron Sebia now with 2 of the 3 Toronto base hits in the game. Home runs, 13 and 14.
Yeah, a couple of meaningless home runs, but nevertheless a nice night for Aaron Sebia on a night when the Blue Jays as a team don't do a whole lot. It's been a nice night for him. But it shows how well Kobe pitched tonight. Blue Jays, boy, they're swinging, aren't they?
I think they're pretty much done. Escobar retired by Cruz.
Beltre goes back as far as he can and as high as he can, but can't quite get there. Toronto's got the 4th best offense in the league as far as runs go. Coming into the game, they were only 13 runs behind the Rangers. And so in this ballpark, which is a good hitter's ballpark, if you pitch a game like Kobe did tonight, you know you had good stuff to hold them 6 2/3 innings and only 1 run.
There's always a scramble out there, but boy, as soon as that kid got to it, he heaved it almost all the way back into the infield. Used to be.
There goes a rotator cuff.
Used to be it was a scramble for a trophy. Now it's a scramble to reject it.
That same kid right there is the kid that caught a couple about a month ago and kept them. He keeps the Ranger ones and throws the other ones back. We've seen him before.
He did look rather experienced at that.
I'm pretty sure that's the same kid.
It almost strikes out Thames on 3 pitches.
Yeah, in fact, he caught 2 in 1 game. So he's got a reputation out there. He's the man out there in center field. A lot of would-be ball chasers out there, but there's the man right there. A smile on his face. Everyone else running for a ball out in center field is trying to be just like him.
Ranger bullpen Scott Feldman may finally get into a game for the first time since coming off the 60-day DL.
Oh, great opportunity for an inning right here, both for Arthur and for Scott.
Blue Jays bullpen, that's a familiar sight. It is Frank Francisco. And Gentry ends up just on the edge of the warning track to retire Thames. 2 outs in the Toronto 8th. So the first 4 batters Arthur Rhodes has faced since the 4th of July.
He's faced 4 batters. He's only thrown 10 pitches. The Blue Jays are going up there swinging early in the count.
Now here's John McDonald, who took over for Bautista at 3rd in the Ranger half of the 7th. And he goes right after the first pitch, too.
They're not messing around, boy.
Omar North Texas Honda dealer of the game is Lute Riley Honda off Central. RileyHonda.com. Bottom of the 8th, and the former Ranger, Frank San Francisco, acquired in the Mike Napoli deal, comes on to work to Hamilton, Quintanilla, and Young. Frank had 33 outings this year, not pitching all that well. 1-4, ERA of about 5.5. Opponents hitting nearly 300 against him. But he's been good against right-handed batters as usual. They're hitting 171, 7 for 41. Lefties like Hamilton hitting 360.
And now Mike McCoy is playing third base, and he's moving out into the spot where Bautista was played in the shift with Josh up there. Bautista's out. Escobar's out now.
So McCoy at third. McDonald's moves from third to short. Hamilton 0 for 3 with an intentional walk last time up.
You get some men on here so Nelly Cruz can have another shot at some RBIs. Josh is in a 12-2 game. I think he's taking a little practice at that third base hole, going the other way, trying to shoot a ball into left field. Probably wouldn't do it in a close game, but right now I think he's saying, hey, for some practice, they want to play me that way. I might just try to hit a ground ball to shortstop or third base and get a base hit.
Definitely a little Cheshire cat grin.
Almost had it.
Two and 2 against his former teammate. Francisco does lead the Blue Jays with 10 saves this year. John Roush now their closer. And Francisco strikes him out.
Frankie's got a bunch of pitches he can strike you out with. That's his splitter, which he can definitely strike you out with. When he's throwing well, his fastball is the same thing, and so is his big curveball.
Big moment before the game as the Jet, Jason Terry of the world champion Dallas Mavericks, threw out the first pitch.
Guys look so different out of their element, don't they?
Not a bad throw.
No, not bad at all. Saw the one Doug Glanville, who was a ball player, Ranger ball player, as a matter of fact, made Chicago the other day. Threw it about 10 feet over the catcher's head.
Oh, man. How long is he going to hear about that?
Yeah, he's a player, too.
Omar Quintanilla.
The all-timer, though, one of the all-timers, maybe not the all-timer, one of them was John Wall and the throw he made early in the year.
How did that one go?
He threw that thing. I would say he threw it like a girl, only I know how bad it is to say that, especially since I had a daughter who was athletic. So I won't even say that. I can't imagine anyone in the stands who got a chance to throw out the first pitch. If you just went out and picked someone in the stands, they would have thrown it better than John Wall. He threw it like halfway to the plate, right straight into the ground. This guy is a great basketball player, great athlete. He must just never have thrown anything growing up.
Well, you know what really makes no sense is in basketball they throw the baseball pass. It's way harder to throw than a baseball is.
Well, you would think he would have done that. The way he threw the ball made it look like he had never picked something up and thrown it overhand in his life.
Well, sounds like he may never get a second chance.
Well, he may get the chance, but if he's smart, he won't take it.
Quintanilla strikes out in his second at bat as a Ranger, and Francisco gets the first two swinging here. And David Murphy now will bat for Michael Young, who went 4 for 4 tonight and scored 4 runs, matching his career high from September 16th, 06 against the Angels. And the first Ranger to score 4 runs in a game since Josh did it last August 13th against the Red Sox. Michael, 2 singles, a double. And it RBI single to cap off his night in the 6th.
The other thing you have to be careful of is, and I have to be careful of it because I used to say it, throw like a girl, how wrong you can be. When you look at our girls down each line, the ball girls, and how they throw it like Major League Baseball players.
Frank Francisco looking like his old self as he strikes out the side. Hamilton, Quintanilla, and Murphy all swinging. And we go to the 9th, 12-2 Rangers. Play of the game, Nelson Cruz in the 4th inning, 2 men on, nobody out. That one sailed out though, 416 feet, 3-run blast. To find a plan that's right for you, call TXU Energy, the right things right now. And Nelson Cruz tonight, 4 for 4 with a career high 8 runs batted in, 1 off the Ranger franchise record set at 99 by Pudge Rodriguez.
He didn't quite get a chance to see if he could go for that record. When David Murphy made the last out, Nelly was the on-deck hitter. Didn't get a chance to hit for his 5th time.
So Nelly tonight with his 22nd home run and went from 56 RBIs to 64. And prior to that, he was slumping and had driven in 1 run in his last 11 games. On his first at bat of the road trip at Seattle. And now Scott Feldman gets a chance to come in for the first time after coming off the 60-day disabled list on July 14th. Has been waiting 8 days to get into a game, but there's been such great starting pitching that in his new role as a long man, coming back from microfracture surgery on his right knee last November, just hasn't been the chance until now. And the first batter he faces Adam Lynn. That's flagged down nicely by Cruz and scooped by Napoli.
What a play by Ian. That ball, that looked like a certain base hit up the middle. And when you see this kind of a play, it's why we say Ian, if not this year, eventually he's going to win a Gold Glove. The athleticism it takes to make that play going that far to your right, the quickness, the agility, and then the arm strength to throw back to first base and make the play. Just a beautiful play.
Ian Kinsler with Jet Terry-like athleticism there.
Well, Jet Perry, if he grew up being a baseball player, probably would have been a center fielder or middle infielder. Like any point guard that didn't play basketball that grew up playing baseball probably would have played one of those 3 positions.
Encarnacion struck out his first 2 trips and then reached on an error by Andrews in the 7th. It's a game that got out of hand pretty early. Rangers got 2 in the second, 3 in the fourth, 3 again in the fifth, 4 in the sixth. Blue Jays didn't get a base hit off Colby Lewis until Aaron Sebia led off the sixth with a homer. And Quintanilla goes across the diamond to throw out Encarnacion. And Feldman now 1 out away from finishing off one of the easiest Ranger wins of the year.
Dave, we're talking about girls throwing a baseball.
You were.
I was. I'll take credit for that.
What's this week?
Our girls, watch them throw between innings. This is the girl down the right field line. I wish I knew all their names. But there's a bunch of them. There's more than 2. There's one down the left field line, one down the right field line, and they change out now and then. Thought we were going to get a chance to see her throw. But when you watch them throw, you can see girls throwing a baseball just like big league players. They have great arms out there.
So John Wall needs to take some lessons from the ball girls.
Wishes he could throw the ball like a girl. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. I didn't say it very nicely the first time around. Hopefully my daughter has stopped watching the game a long time ago. Otherwise, I'll hear from her first thing in the morning. She definitely throws like a guy.
Blue Jays down to their final strike. Travis Snyder, who is 0 for 3. And 37,360 now on their feet to try and bring this one home. Scott Feldman rehabbed with both Frisco and Round Rock, AA and AAA. Now his first action out of the bullpen, trying for a 1-2-3 ninth inning. And on the check swing down at third, Dan Bellino says not quite. 2-2. Feldman, of course, a 17-game winner just 2 years ago. Big fall off last year. Didn't talk about it at the time, but was having the knee pain really all along in 2010. Feeling good now in a new role. But works the count to Snyder full. 12 runs, 13 hits, 1 error, 5 left for the Rangers. 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, 4 left for Toronto. And Feldman finishes the ninth inning in style as the Rangers end their brief 2-game losing streak behind a record night by Nelson Cruz, 12-2.
Yeah, that's the cutter that Scott had working for him so well when he won 17 games. He can come back and throw that 92 miles an hour and get his sinker back. He'll be rolling right where he wants to be.
Big night for the bats, but how about the pitching? C.J. Wilson yesterday, Lewis, Rhodes, and Feldman tonight, and the Rangers have given up 5 base hits in the last 2 games.
Yeah, it was a great way to follow up on C.J.'s game yesterday by Colby in tonight's game, pitching against a really good offensive team. Like I'd mentioned earlier, that coming into the game, they'd only scored 13 fewer runs than the Rangers. And so to shut them down in our ballpark like that shows you the kind of stuff that Colby had tonight.
Lewis improves to 10-7. Rangers have 3 10-win starters before the end of July. 4 for 4 nights for Michael Young and Nelson Cruz. Career high 8 RBIs for Nelly the Story. Rangers win 12-2. A lot more coming from the ballpark.